A few of the narcissist deceptive behaviours, as there are plenty of them. When it comes to narcissistic people, they are some of the most self-entitled, exploitative, envious people with a lack of empathy that you could ever meet, who are arrogant enough to believe that they are special and believe that they are better than all others, and they're preoccupied with getting their own needs met. So they kind of have a few deceptive behaviours in order to exploit people and get their needs met by people. And one of the first of these is that charm offensive, the charismatic charm. They have that kind of magnetic pull to them. Their arrogance often comes across as confidence, and it's very easy to be drawn to confident people because they will treat you so well in the beginning. They will idolize you that you don't even see what is happening to you. That's mostly the grandiose narcissist. On the flip side of that, you've got the fragile, the vulnerable narcissist who will go all out to play the victim. And a grandiose narcissist can play the victim if they're caught out on their behaviour. They play the victim to gain the sympathetic attention and to project blame onto others so that they don't have to face the consequences of their actions. Somebody else has to face the consequences of their actions. After all, they're entitled to do what they please. However, your perception of what they do might negatively impact them. So by them playing the victim, they get away with it. And in some cases, some narcissistic people are that busy looking for things to be offended by, or looking for that rejection and abandonment, that they believe they are the victim in the story, which is why they are so convincing in the stories that they sell. Gaslighting is another one. Gaslighting is a horrific kind of psychological manipulation of another person's reality, where they want to get the other person to question their own sanity. They're going to go all out to erode the other person's confidence and trust within themselves and their perception of events and their memory. And as a genuine person who takes responsibility, they usually end up questioning themselves and not the gaslighter. It's usually not until you're away from the gaslighter that you start to think clearly again and start to recognise what has happened, and it's devastating. Narcissistic people use gaslighting as a form of coercive control so that they can get the reality they want. Smearing other people's names. Narcissistic people smear other people's names when they're playing the victim in order to get away with their behaviour, to gaslight, to pass the blame onto somebody else, to protect themselves, and if at all possible, destroy anyone who dared to stand up to them. Triangulation is another one. A narcissist would rather impress strangers than care for their own family, because strangers are a blank canvas who they can sell whatever story they want to and gain the validation and admiration that the narcissist believes they're entitled to. So they triangulate in order to gain the supply they need from each individual at any given time, and also to create conflict or create competition between people so that the narcissist feels like the boss and in charge of everybody. Personality shifts. Narcissistic people, there are some grandiose narcissistic people who are more than capable of being who they are no matter who they are around, because they've kind of sold themselves a story and sold it to those around them. They've got enough enablers and flying monkeys to back them up. However, there's some that will change their personality depending on who they are around. They will change their values, they'll change their beliefs depending on who they are around, because they're trying to sell an image to impress that person, to suck that person in. They can tell you one story, and then when you're out with a bunch of friends, they tell the bunch of friends a completely different story. You can think, that's not what you told me. Question them about that and they'll tell you that you're wrong. Hoovering. Narcissistic people can hoover when they're still in the relationship or when a relationship has ended. Hoovering is a narcissist tactic to suck you back into their games, to treat you like dirt, to discard you all over again. And it's named after the vacuum cleaner brand, the Hoover. When they feel control is slipping away, they go all out with many manipulative games. From love bombing to playing the victim to some form of sudden illness to accidental contact to showering you with attention, affection and support, to deliver on a few broken promises, to breadcrumb you back into the relationship, to give you the false hope of something that will never actually be. And they have that grandiose false self. They create an image that masks their insecurities, similar to that charm offensive, similar to that playing the victim. They're going to create an idealized image of themselves, similar to that personality shift, depending on who they are around, to secure admiration and validation from those around them, so that the narcissist can gain control over those around them. Avoiding answering any form of questioning is another deceptive tactic that a narcissistic person uses, so that they can remain in control over the situation. And if it's all possible, they'll accuse you of creating arguments, of being too demanding, of being too controlling, to get you to feel bad, so that you stop questioning their sense of entitlement, that they believe that they're entitled to do as they please. That's just a few examples of the narcissist deception. Any you notice, please add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a couple of books out on Amazon. A Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and 15 rules to deal with narcissistic people if you're unable to go no contact. I'll link those into the description if you'd like to check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.